That would be funny.
All right, there we go.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Joey.
And I'm Alex Lee.
And we are VP Pet Pros, and we are here in Michigan, and we really are excited to come to you today and give you guys lots of social media tips.
Yeah, we probably should start off and tell people who we are. I know a lot of a lot of people know who we are, but yeah, you want to start off?
Yep. Been with Pottery for 4.5 years now. October will be 5 years, and it's just been a wild and crazy ride. A little bit about our story is that we definitely were not fast runners in the beginning, so we did not get in and then launch and make things amazing. We were definitely slow in the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, for the first year and a half, I mean, you pretty much worked the business on your own.
Yeah, I did a lot of things wrong. I will say that. I had some previous network marketing experience and didn't really do things how I now feel that is a better way of doing things. And so I just really once I jumped into Pottery, I changed the way I did things, and it's been a lot better. And I've been able to really connect with a lot more people and build more of those relationships.
Yeah. So guys, we really kind of started off. I mean, we started off with kind of our existing network. We have done a lot of vendor events. We've tried doing different shows, and
we didn't have a lot of success with those.
Yeah. So we did not have near the success that other pet pros have had at vendor events. We've actually struggled a lot with them. Yeah. So that is what kind of pushed us on this path of kind of figuring out social media. And do we have everything figured out? Absolutely not. But we're trying to get better every single day.
And is our way the only way? No, it is not. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, so social media has been the primary way that we've been growing our business over the last several years, and it's been really exciting.
Yeah,
we've had our ups and downs,
and so we really just want to come and share our knowledge, what's worked for us, what hasn't worked for us, and the things that we've been able to tweak. So I see that we got a couple people on, so jump in the chat. Let me see who's here. Comment, say hi. We'd love to chat with you guys while we are giving you all of our tips.
Yeah, so we're going to do these lives every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern. And then that way we can kind of just share what has been working for not only us, but we're going to bring some other pet pros on that have had success, and they can share what's been working for them. And we're going to go from there. It's going to be really exciting, though, because Joey and I really believe that if you really want to explode your business, that utilizing social media and getting loud on social media in the appropriate ways is going to be the way that you can do that.
Yeah.
And it's going to allow you to have a further reach. It's going to allow you to use platforms and build systems to where you don't have to work all day long and all night long and every week.
Yeah. So definitely getting, I guess let's just dive in. So our first thing we want to talk to you. So today is all about getting loud on social media. And so what does that really mean? Why, Alex, why would you want to get loud on social media?
So, getting loud on social media, there's a couple of things. It's going to, first and foremost, everybody, us included, if we can start getting a little bit louder, we'll get better at it.
Yeah.
So you're not going to start off great, but you're going to get better at posting, going live, showing up on stories, using different platforms. And then again, it's about expanding your reach. So right now we're only in the United States, but what happens if we open up in different countries and stuff? Are you going to go do vendor events there? Are you going to go, we'll probably travel,
right?
But it'll be nice to be able to maybe get into those other countries, or even how about other states? We're in Michigan. We talked to a girl yesterday from California.
Yeah.
We've talked to people in several different states. That wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for social media. And I'm saying social media as a whole. There's different platforms, and you kind of got to find what works well for you. But the biggest reason to get loud on social media is really to expand your reach.
Right. Because one of the things that I like to say is don't judge your current business by your current network. So one of the things that we're going to be teaching you throughout this whole series that we're doing for you guys is to really be expanding your network. Because I will tell you, when Alex and I first started with Pottery, our network was not very receptive to it. We'll just say that in a nice way. But
I think a little of that comes from what you've done, what you did in your previous network marketing company. I think a lot of you had kind of burned through some of our network.
Some bridges. Some people call it the washing machine effect. I just talked to the same 20 people over and 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 over again. So it's a great way to be able to expand your network so that you can expand all of the pets that you're helping. I know especially with our current success that we've been having on TikTok, we didn't know any of those people. And so we were able to expand our network and our customer network drastically by that. And it's the same thing with whether you're using Facebook, Instagram. It's just those are all great platforms to be able to expand. Who are your friends? Who are you talking to? Hey guys, we're getting a bunch of people on. Nice to see you guys jumping on. Thanks, popping in the chat. Love it, love it. All right, so the next question that we have is, what does it look like to get loud on social media?
Yeah, so I would say getting loud starts with getting consistent. That's part of the thing. And we were kind of talking about this just before the call. Like, there's a difference between getting loud and yelling versus getting loud and screaming. But we don't want you screaming on social media. That's going to be, hey, I'm going to go, and if one post is good, then maybe 20 is better, and I'm going to make 20 posts today. That's kind of screaming, and it's obnoxious. So
right.
we don't want to do that. But really, it's going to be getting loud. Maybe choosing a platform. Most everybody. We're on Facebook right now. So most everybody on here is going to have Facebook. So it could be making posts, doing stories, and maybe even going into different groups and making posts on there is going to help you be louder.
Yeah. So whatever louder looks like for you, if you're someone who is just I'm just on Facebook and I scroll and maybe you like some people's things, maybe you comment here or there, but you don't really show up yourself. So you getting louder could be posting 3 times a week. It's just whatever you're currently doing and expanding on that. So maybe you're already pretty loud on there. Maybe it's adding a couple of lives to educate your audience on whether it's pet things. Now, it's not always pet things. We're gonna dive into some topics in a little bit later and in other segments. But we really want you just to be thinking about what are you currently doing? Maybe even what do they call it? Where you make a list of all the places that you show up. How often do you show up? And then say, okay, what can I do to get louder? And so other ways that you can get louder is making TikToks. And what I love about that is if you make TikToks, you can also put it into a reel, which you can also put into your stories. So I know we're using some of these terminologies. If you guys have no idea what we're talking about, pop it in the chat. Yeah. We can definitely explain some of these things to you. It's all normal language for us. But like the Instagram that has reels, that is a lot like TikTok. And you can make one thing and put it onto multiple platforms.
Yeah. So, and again, if you guys have any questions or different things, pop them in the chat. We can always come back. We'll answer them later. Or maybe we'll do a more in-depth training on them depending on what it is.
Yeah.
So, like Joy said, talked about making reels. That's Instagram version of TikTok. So,
pretty much.
Yeah. The great thing about different TikToks, though, or when you're making TikToks, is you can share that across multiple platforms. So that's a little content hack there for you. You make one piece of content and share it across multiple pieces of platform. Great way to get loud without doing very much extra work.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So let's see the benefits of getting loud. So I guess we kind of already talked about that a little bit. So on top of reaching more people, it's a great way to practice. The way that you see Alex and I is definitely not how we started. I went back and I rewatched my very first live I ever did. Let me tell you, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yeah. And I mean, if you guys, anybody on here that gets on TikTok and stuff, like you'll see, I like, even like TikToks that I've had that have bombed, like I don't remove them. I leave them because I know that there's going to be people that are like, if I only leave the good ones, what people are going to see is like, oh, well, he only ever just produces awesome content and it just goes crazy. When in the actual reality, like, you know, sometimes things take off, other times they don't. So
Right.
I want to be able to show people that, like, hey, it's not everything's always successful.
Yeah. And so we always want you to be thinking about how can you get better. So that's what the practicing. So if you're the one that's like, man, I'm really bad at lives, I don't want to do them. But the more you practice it, the better you're going to get at it. Just like when we were babies, we had to practice how to walk, and now you can walk with your eyes closed. You know, you really had to practice those things to get better. And so it's the same thing. Like I know Tammy and Melissa, you can come into the Pet Pros Only page. You can go live in here, and because it keeps freezing. Okay, I'm not sure.
Yeah, is anybody else having any?
Yeah, if you're having any issues,
yeah, Holly and Katie both said that it keeps freezing on them. It looks good on our end, but
just kind of pop in the chat, let us know. So it really is, we want you to practice and be able to get better. So thinking, okay, how can I take this live that I feel that I bombed at, and what can I do to get better? Maybe it's counting the times that you say ums and so's. Maybe it's actually having some notes so that you keep track of what you're talking about, so you don't get lost on what you're talking about. And I know Alex and I, we're very blue personalities. We can kind of look at a squirrel and here we go. We're just off on a tangent. And so having those notes really kind of draws us back in. So learning from the things that you're doing, even if it's a TikTok. Okay, if this TikTok didn't get a lot of views on it, what could you do better? Maybe it's finding a better trending song. You know, always looking for ways you can get better and asking your peers, hey, what do you think about this live? Hey, what do you feel about this Instagram reel? What could I have done better? I know Beth Bowman and Alex and I, we are accountability partners of looking at our stories and saying, hey, what do you think about this one? How could I do better on this one? And so maybe it's having an accountability partner like that.
Yeah. All right. I think there's one key benefit about getting loud that I know we haven't hit on yet, and it's probably the biggest one, and that is developing know, like, and trust with people. And what that means is, we've been talking a little bit about live videos, but getting content out there that shows your face and your personality. Some of it can be product driven, some of it can be opportunity driven, but really, like, exposing who you are to people lets them really kind of develop that relationship with you. And it's weird to think like, about building relationships on social media, but that's really what it is when you're out putting out content. I mean, just like how we are now, we're sharing stories and things, like you're seeing our body language, like anybody that doesn't know us is going to know us more after this. And the same thing goes for you in the content you put out on your platform, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever you may choose. It really helps people build that helps you build know, like, and trust.
Yep. And
people want to do business with people they know. And when they know somebody, it's a lot easier for them to like you. And if they like you, it's a lot easier for them to trust you. Mm-hmm. And that just getting loud and showing up consistently is really going to help with that.
And so there's kind of this, I believe it's an 80-20 rule, where 80% of your content, especially like your posts on Facebook and Instagram, this doesn't really pertain to TikTok yet. That's kind of its own beast.
Yeah, we are going to talk about TikTok next week because it is weird.
It's just this, its own thing. Yeah. So for Facebook and Instagram, you really want to choose about 5 things that you can say passionate about, or 5 things that if you had to stand in front of someone that you could talk about. And so for Alex and I, it's like pets, entrepreneurship, things in nature.
Yeah, lifestyle is a big one. Joey and I love to travel.
Yep.
I mean, we're always. I mean, we did a pedal pub this weekend. That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
So, kind of putting out different content like that.
So just choosing
4 or 5.
I think that was about 4. That was the 5th one. I have it written down.
Oh, we're on the spot.
I know. I put myself in the spot and I didn't have it written down. But choose about 5 things that you're really passionate about. Maybe it's about you're really into music. Maybe you really are really big into running and fitness. I think, personal development was the 5th one.
Yeah.
So maybe it is something about personal development, like you love sharing quotes or your favorite podcast that you're listening to. There's so many places that when you are like enriching yourself, you have lots of content to be sharing with people. So if you're talking about those 5 things, at 80% of the time, that's really going to start for people to get to know you. When we were building our house, there would be people that I didn't even know would see my stuff, and they'd come up to me like, "Hey, I see that you're building your house. That's crazy. How is everything going?" And I was like, "I didn't even know you saw my stuff." But it was one of those core 5 things that I was talking about for 2 years. So it doesn't always have to be, you have to stick to those same core 5 things. But in that, then 20% of that time, you can be talking about products. You can be talking about how Paw Tree has changed your life, or, hey, I don't want to brag, but I'm just so excited that I was able to pay for my pet's food this month. It's a huge weight off my shoulders. You can get those different stories and be talking about those things, and that's not going to be annoying anyone, as a lot of people like to say. Well, I don't want to be annoying. If you do that 80-20, where 80% of the time you talk about something that you're really passionate about, and 20% of the time with your posts, it's just about Paw Tree.
Yeah, and there's a way, we wrote it down there. So there's a way to share products and share the opportunity without necessarily being a spammy Tammy, as we've heard it called.
Yeah, nothing against Tammy.
Yeah, nothing against our Tammys, but being a spammy Tammy. And that kind of goes back to what I talked about earlier about like screaming on social media, which if you're being a spammy Tammy, or if you're making, there's a difference between making genuine posts and then making posts that come from a place of not insecure, desperation. Yeah. And I don't know, even like on the computer, people can sense it, and it just shows through. So if you're making multiple product posts after product posts after product posts, it doesn't look good, because what happens, especially like we're gonna get more in depth with this too, is you're building your network, and maybe I'm going to use Facebook as an example, and you're friend requesting, and you're adding new people, and you're prospecting. They're going to go look at your profile, and if it's just like product, then they're not going to accept your friend request. They're going to ignore your messages.
This person's just going to try and sell me something, is what they're going to think.
Yeah. So that's where it's important to kind of have that blend, and those 5 topics do really actually help creating a nice blend of things in there, because they'll scroll back. I mean, nobody's going to scroll back to your first live.
Right.
Maybe, but not like realistically.
5 or 10 posts down max is usually what people do. I know even for me, when I'm going through and seeing, hey, do I want a friend to request this person? I think that it's somebody that I would want to be friends with or network with? And I just kind of scroll down a little ways. It's not, even for me, it's not like I'm, being a full creeper and just going back 20 posts or something. So it really is. And I know Ann did a training on this too, of like it's a magazine cover is your Instagram and your Facebook and your TikTok. Like, you need to be showing up in a way that entices people, kind of draws people in. They get curious and they want to know more about you, and saying, okay, yeah, let's see what this person's all about.
Yeah. Quick note about TikTok. You can get a little bit more salesy on TikTok. We've noticed. Yeah. So if you're looking to tackle TikTok or anything like that, you don't be afraid to get a little bit more salesy, but really experiment with your content on there. There's a lot of paths up the mountain, and none of them are marked well right now on TikTok. Is the best way to describe it.
And there's a lot of things I do want to dive into. I definitely don't want to be taking up a ton of your guys' time today, but we'll dive deeper into how to do stories, how to do posts, how to do all of those different things in more minute detail. But just know, like we're going to be having lots of these weeks. So if you're, chomping at the bit to get more, definitely pop in the chat. Let us know some things that you would love to hear from us about. And because we're working on getting all of our content, we have a full list of things that we want to go over. But we also want to be hearing from you guys on what do you guys need? What do you have questions about on social media, just in general?
Yeah, and I mean, you hear us talk a lot about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but I mean, there's LinkedIn, Pinterest, Snapchat, which the younger people will know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I know there's people that use it to grow their business, which I would love to actually hear more about from somebody, but that's not us.
Yeah.
So yeah, real quick thing about getting loud on social media too is, I mean, it's really going to help you fill your funnel and just not run out of prospects. And, really we've been talking about marketing and, see, look at Taylor sold on Snapchat last week. So
there you go.
That's awesome. But so really, getting loud is really about marketing yourself on social media. So if you can, if you start practicing now and really, just spend the next, just commit to showing up on a platform consistently. I promise you, like over the period of time, you will see results.
Because one of the things, and this just popped in my head too. So one of the reasons to get loud on social media, and just like we talked about at PawFest, is Pawtree's hitting momentum. People are going viral on TikTok, and I know even Instagram Reels. I know Taylor had one that really took off. When people hear about salmon oil or allergy supplement or whatever product it is, you want them to be thinking about you. I know Elka just talked about this story. Angelique has a TikTok that's going viral. One of her friends saw it and reached out to Elka because she knew that she was in Pawtree and said, I need this stuff. So we want that for you guys. We want when your friends in your current network hear about something that they need to go, oh, I know someone that's in Pawtree. I want to go to them and order it from them. But in order to do that, you have to let people know you're in Pawtree.
Yeah.
So our challenge, we have a challenge for you guys.
Yeah. So each week we are gonna do different challenges. They're gonna be simple, but the idea behind them is they'll all build off of one another. But you can start anytime, and we'll go from there. So do you want to start?
Okay. So the challenge is we want you guys to post once a day. So choose one platform, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, or Pinterest, Snapchat, whatever that is.
Whatever the platform is
that you're currently using. We want you to post once a day. That's it. Just one time. And it could be anything. There's so many different things. Testimonials, a quote, a question, a poll. I mean, if you have a question on what should I post today, pop it in this chat. We'll give you some ideas.
Yeah.
But yay, challenges. I love it.
Challenges too.
But that's really what we want you to do. We want you guys to commit between now and next Tuesday, because we want you to come back and let us know how you did. We're going to keep you guys accountable. We want you to let us know how many times did you post on that platform. We're going to do the same thing. Most likely you're going to be TikTok.
Yeah, I know. I've really been taking charge on TikTok. Little side note, I actually really prefer video. So, and TikTok's fun for me. Yeah. So that's kind of what I do.
Yeah. So I know I show up every single day on Facebook. So I'm going to be challenging myself to actually show up on Instagram every single day. It's a little bit more of a challenge for me, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So we'd love to hear from you guys. Where are you guys going to show up? What platform you guys going to choose? Pop that in the chat. Let us know. And then we will see you back here next Tuesday at 5:00 Eastern. And we would love to hear how you guys did on the challenge.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.